When I started trading market structure, it was extremely confusing for me because higher time frame was being bullish, lower time frame was having bearish structure or just ranging. I didn't know what to do with it. I was getting caught in fake outs and it was just confusing me, leading me to not even take a trade or just lose the trade because I'm getting confused because everything is contradicting each other. So this is exactly what led me to make this video, is hopefully to help you guys realize how market structure works and how it can impact your trading and how I view market structure. So I hope that this video has helped. It's been a highly requested video. Let's get straight into this video, onto the charts here. If you do end up enjoying the video, do the YouTube business and all of that BS, liking, all that, subscribe. With that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Yes, sir. So you can open the chart and look at something like this and realize, hey, this is a little bit confusing. We have lower highs here. We're going in downtrend. Now we start ranging, but this is essentially an uptrend because we're making higher highs and higher lows, but this lower is low. And then you get confused. You don't know what the hell to do. You show up to a session and you don't know how to trade the session because you're confused if we're in a downtrend, uptrend, or just a range. So what are you going to do with all of this? And this is where market structure can be extremely confusing and actually make a negative impact to your trading, trying to understand what's going on. So first of all, let's have a look at basic market structure here. How does market structure work? Why does it work like that? And there's three types of market structure, which is going to be bullish trends, which looks something like this. It's going to be bearish trends. And there's going to be a range here. Now, a range, people say that there should be equal highs, right? But ranges, there doesn't have to be equal highs, because in a range you will have micro downtrends, you will have micro uptrends, you will have internal structure chart to change and all of this stuff. So understand, a bullish trend is going to be formed from higher highs and higher lows, which is some basic stuff, but I do want to cover it for you guys. So that means that this higher is higher than this high, this low is higher than this low. Lower highs are going to be lows that are lower than the previous, and highs that are lower, that's a downtrend. So lower highs and lower lows, opposite. Range is just, there's no identifiable trend. The example I showed you before can be identified as a range, right? Because there's no identifiable trend. And in the market, there's a lot of time where we range. So you trying to understand market structure can be very, very complicated. What you have to understand is how structure is formed. That's going to be more important than understanding the exact market structure, because we're going to get into this video. I'm going to talk about where market structure actually is going to be applied. But understanding how structure is formed is more important than market structure, because you can't have market structure without structure, right? So I'm going to show you how market structure is formed, and to create a support, because market structure is support and resistance. To create a support, you need a bearish candle. Right? You could have 1, 2, however much you want, followed by a bullish candle close, right? And I always use a rule of thumb: 2 bullish candle closes is going to create a proper structure point. 1 bullish candle is going to create a support. So understand that 1 bullish candle creates a support, 2 bullish candle creates a structure point. Okay. Now this is your structure, because this could be the higher low that is made. And what's important is understanding when structure is going to be broken. And when structure is broken is when you have a candle like a bearish candle here closing below that previous point that was made here, right? The previous structure on closing basis. That, right, this action here is going to identify what? This action here is going to identify a break of structure, which is extremely important when trying to understand what his price is doing. Okay, now I want to completely change the way you look at trading and the way you look at market structure. Okay, and this is going to be probably an eye-opener for you guys. If we were to make a Google search, so let me clear these drawings and let's Google search market structure, right? And we hop onto Google, we go into images and find any old picture of market structure, right? Okay, let's say something like this. This is from Medium article, right? Someone's made this article, understanding market structure. Random picture online. Support turned resistance, lower lows, lower highs, we're in a downtrend. Okay, I want you to stop looking at markets like this, okay, and look at the market something like this. All of these scenarios here on the chart are what? Are just ranges. Market structure is price moving between a range. That is what market structure is. Here's your range in between. Okay, so we can go use like a green color to show that. This is your range. This is leaving to make a new range, leaving to make a new range, and so on. This is your range. We left this range, we made a new range. And how you're going to find where the ranges are going to stop is from previous support and resistance. And that's why we do chart markups. If you've been watching my channel, you will see that. So realize that market structure is just ranges. So if we go back to my charts and clear this, and you guys will start to see how these are just ranges. And price breaks out ranges or can stay in ranges or break structure and start to reverse. So how are you going to use market structure without getting confused? So first you need to identify that the market is split into ranges, right? And our goal is to trade from one range to another range. The way we identify a range is where a zone that has no opposite support and resistance between. So what do I mean that? A clean zone on the chart. I call them LTAs. There's a video that has a whole breakdown of clean candles. But essentially that is a range. So if we were to be looking at this scenario here, our range would be a resistance here and a support down here, right? We could make that. This is our range. If we leave this range, there's a high chance we go to this range. But what do we need here? We need a break of market structure. And this is where market structure becomes important, because in order to continue towards the upside, we need price to show us that. So this is where we will use that idea of break of structure. And like we revised in the beginning of the video, what do we need? We need a candle closing above that. And once you get the candle closing above that, that is going to break structure. You're going to have a new higher high. This would have formed a higher low. You're in your uptrend. And now you can expect price to make the new range and come to the next resistance before trying to create something else. And that's how structure is created. Structure is created from tapping into one resistance to another. Okay? Same way with structure towards the downside is bouncing off supports, creating structure. Now, what's very important to understand about this is how you're going to navigate using structure. On lower time frame, don't focus on structure, focus on ranges. On higher time frame, do the same, but stick to focusing on structure on 4-hour, daily, weekly, right? 1 hour you can also look, but that's all you need. So if we were to look at this, what price is doing on those time frames, on this pair here, we can go on something like, let's say gold here, for example, right? We can switch to gold and see what price is doing on those time frames. This is where we would use our analysis of market structure. So we would say that, hey, market structure on a daily time frame has been bullish. We have been making higher highs and higher lows. We have not confirmed this higher low first. Okay? So this has allowed us to maintain this bullish trend and allow us to continue looking for buys because we're bullish on higher time frame. Now we go investigate more into the lower time frames where we're likely going to be starting to trade. On 4-hour time frame, we had been holding the same bias of buys. Why? Because we have been making higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, higher lows. Until a couple of 4 hours ago. That is where we now broke market structure. So now that we have broken market structure, this can be a question of, does the market want to make a lower high and continue down bearish? And that is where you can use market structure and candle closes to take trades. Because if a 4-hour candle is broken and 4-hour market structure is broken, this can start to lean into your session trading. You can start to use this as an advantage to your session trading. And now you start to divide it into ranges. Because now we know we have a range here as our 4-hour support. When we go down to 1 hour, we start to form our ranges. And we can see simply on 1 hour, there's a range below here. And we can start to move this and adjust this, saying that now we start to create internal or lower time frame market structure. Meaning at the moment we're holding higher highs, higher lows. That's why we're bouncing at the moment, right? That's why, because 4 hour was making higher highs, higher lows. So that's why we're doing the same on lower time frame. But we broke market structure here. If we start to see that reversal and market structure shift where we have the break of structure, that's where you can use your higher time frame analysis saying that, hey, structure is broken. We are broken here. This is a clean range. I can trade from range to range with previous 4-hour closing bearish, previous daily closing bearish. Guess what that equates to? Whoever's been watching my channel, that's your session bias. And that's how we identify what price is doing during a session, because you're going to confuse yourself trying to look at market structure and trade just based on market structure. Stop looking at market structure as higher highs, higher lows. Look at it as ranges. Your structure is what I drew here, these supports and resistance. I know if I get above here, there's no next resistance till here. That's my range, tradable range. I know below here, there's no support and resistance, tradable range. These are all my ranges where I can make money, and I don't have to worry about market structure as a whole, because I do that on higher time frame. Lower time frame, I can use closes below and above those range, which will naturally break market structure, and use that to my advantage, right? And that is exactly where I made session bias, which means when you come to trade a session, whether it be London, New York, whatever, you have a bias to that session based on how previous daily close and how previous 4-hour close, right? So don't need to confuse yourself with all of this internal structure, change of character, all of this stuff. Just focus on understanding markets move in ranges. Naturally, when we break a range, we will be breaking structure. Does your higher time frame support that? If not, you're not following a higher time frame move, you're following a session move, right? So this is how market structure essentially works. Is there's a basic side, and all you have to do is identify the structure points from how we discussed about 2 candles closing bullish, 2 candles closing bearish to create a resistance, and now realize that, hey, I have ranges. If this follows my higher time frame analysis, if this follows my session bias, I should be able to trade above or below the range, or only below if I'm only looking for sells today, or only above if I'm looking for buys. Now, this will sound really confusing if you don't understand how I take trades. So I'd really recommend you watch my entry videos and you'll start to put this together. So stop focusing so much on trying to understand exactly what market structure is doing. Instead of it, look at it subjectively and look where the candles are closing. Are they closing above or below that structure? And how is structure holding? That's all you need. Higher time frame will guide the lower time frame, and market structure is important on higher time frame. Lower time frame will always change. You will get range. How are you going to identify market structure in this point? It's so hard. We're on a 30-minute time frame and price is literally making, higher highs, lower lows, then making a higher high and then, an equal low. So instead, I would view this in a range, this being my support, this being another support, right? And check this out. Now, when you replay this, this is a lot clearer. This is telling me that, hey, market structure, if we close below here, I can reach here and I don't need to worry about noise. I just need to worry about what my high time frame is saying. And, then you can get movement down towards those levels there, right? And you can see how that starts to form on the lower time frames, and you can adjust based on the entry time frame. This is how all of this works, right? This is how market structure works, in my opinion. This is how I use market structure. I view the market in ranges instead of viewing it as higher highs and higher lows. So I hope that this video has helped, and I hope you can start viewing the markets in ranges, and hopefully that will help clear up about market structure. This is obviously a nice little tutorial here. We can go more into depth. If you've made it this far in the video, I want you to comment down market structure just so I can see how many people watch to the end. And I would also like you to add a note, if you would like, of what more you want me to explain in terms of market structure if you enjoyed this video, because it's going to be important for me. It's very hard to know exactly where everyone's levels at, and I'm happy to make videos on that if you guys let me know. As for me, it makes sense, but maybe for you guys, you want to find the missing pieces, and I can put those missing pieces together in a video. So let me know about that. With that being said, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.